Come and sail on the breeze with the wind, children of the wind.
The California Wind Children sing all over California and the United States. This summer, they'll be singing in Europe. Now numbering some 90 young people, ages 14 and up, the California Wind Children are an ecumenical group sponsored by St. Francis Episcopal Church in Novato. But musical talent is only a part of their success story. They also perform miracles as volunteer laborers on work projects for the Navajo, the Cree, the Shoshone, and the Arapaho Indians. And in a few weeks, they'll be working in Wales. The group has been invited to the British Isles by the Archbishop of Canterbury and to conduct a singing tour in the major cathedrals in England and take on a work project in northern Wales this summer. Hello. This is Heather Allen. We're going to be introducing today one of the Wind Children who's also a secretary and lead singer and a dancer for the group, Tim Fritz, who is a jack of all trades for the group, including lead musician and bus driver, and does a lot of arrangements with the music and everything. And the Reverend Ed Shippey, who is apparently the force behind this group. Welcome. Father Shippey, how did this group get started?
Well, in 1975, the summer of 75, we took a group of about 13 teenagers to the Navajo Indian Reservation in Bluff, Utah. And during their work there, they kind of caught fire spiritually and sort of fell in love with one another and wanted to do work projects with the Indians each summer. But they couldn't figure out how they were going to afford to get to the reservations. So they decided to form a singing group and start singing in different churches along their routes, you know, for their supper and for overnight housing. And the singing developed around the life of Christ, and it got quite good. In fact, they've released 2 record albums of their presentations now, and we're quite proud of them.
I'm impressed. Tim Shippey has been telling me about you're Mr. Music for this group, and there must be a story behind that.
Well, part of the main reason of the Wind Children is to give the children and the youth a chance to do what they really like to do and what they enjoy doing or have a talent for. And music's really my bag.
Yeah, there's a lot of cooperative spirit, I'm sure, involved in this group. How did you happen to get involved with the Archbishop of Canterbury? Must really have a story behind it.
Well, it does. We sent him a record album of our spiritual, and he was really impressed with the fact that a lot of the music on the album was original. And we sent along a photographic album, and it had a whole bunch of pictures of our work project and all the things we were doing during the summer.
And we'll be looking in a moment here at some slides of your last year's work project.
Well, this here is our bus. We call it the Great White Twinkie, and we got it at a government auction. And at the time, it was really orange, and it was in pretty bad shape, and we were able to fix it up and put some good use to it.
We took it to our parish and totally stripped out the inside and as well as the engine, and started doing some body work on it. We rebuilt the inside to fit our needs with a real nice office with intercoms and things like that, and a couch, and storage areas for all of our equipment and record albums. And we also put a luggage rack on it and rebuilt the engine and painted it and put our letters on it.
This took a lot of time and a lot of work, and we were lucky because we had a lot of wonderful parents helping us out and supporting us, and we had to also do a lot of fundraising, and we had bake sales and the whole bit, and it took a lot of work, but we were able to put it all together. It was really fun.
In fact, there's one of the parents now. The parents were still working on that bus when it pulled out of the driveway on their first tour. When just before they left, they had a special concert for the Bishop of California, Kilmer Myers, and he came and blessed all the vehicles. And he was in his cope and mitre and all. Many of the kids are not Episcopalians, so they were pretty impressed with all of the ceremony. The bus, however, broke down. It didn't make it any further than Salinas, California. And we told the bishop about that, and he said, well, if I hadn't blessed it, you know, it wouldn't have made it past Sausalito. Yeah, we were very proud of all of their vehicles and all of the work that the kids had done on it. They got out on that highway last summer, and they were almost professional in the way they ran their radios and everything. We don't have very many photographs of the work project per se, because the kids were really too busy to be taking photographs at that time.
And I can tell you how busy they've been. From one of the epistles of the California Wind Children book sent out by St. Francis, it gives a sample of just how busy they were. Out of 9 buildings they renovated in 2 weeks, the complete 9. Just one building, they replaced 13 windows, built window screens, repainted all the window and door frames, tore out the laundry room floor, and replaced it, revarnished all the doors, fixed the dining room roof and ceiling, and repaired all the light fixtures. It seems like one building, and you've done this with 6 in 2 weeks. That is a real major accomplishment. Heather, when you go to Europe, into Wales and the different countries, can you tell us what what some of your projects will be this summer?
Well, most of the time we'll be traveling, and we're going to cover all of the British Isles except for Northern Ireland. And we'll also be traveling on the continent of Europe, Germany, Austria, Wales, Belgium, and we'll be singing in a lot of major cathedrals there, and we'll be staying in the parish houses and with their families and things like that. We'll also be doing a work project.
Yes, on the work project we'll have 3 weeks to totally redo a Welsh mansion. I don't know if we have a picture of that here or not.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
Yes.
It's called Kinyat Hall.
Yes, quite old, and there's also a ancient water wheel that we will be rebuilding, and behind it you can't really see them, but there's some very large mountains, and we will be doing mountain trails there. We're rebuilding this to be a housing center for unemployed Welsh young people.
How long is that going to take you?
We'll have about 3 weeks to do that.
Is that just the one project or the whole complete tour?
The whole thing.
Wow. Shippey, I understand the Wind Children get credit in school for doing some of these projects.
Yes, we're hoping that increases. The kids that work especially in the office work, you know, because the whole idea with the Wind Children is to get the kids to do everything themselves. They handle all their finances and their album sales and their correspondence work and everything. And their correspondence for this tour is quite extensive. They've got a young business manager right now that's in Heidelberg, Germany, working with the U.S. Army personnel over there, arranging their tour in Germany. And, in fact, tomorrow he'll be in Switzerland, and the next day he'll be in Dijon, France, and then Paris, France. And he's getting around for 21 years old, you know.
My goodness, that's quite an accomplishment for that age. I would have trouble going all over myself at that rate. Heather, how long have you been with the Wind Children, and has it changed your life, and if so, how?
Yeah, well, I've been with them for almost 3 years. I started just as a group was beginning to form, and it's had a big impact on my life. I've just got a whole bunch of really close friends, and I think that had the most influence on me, that I could have so many friends. And when I realized that they liked me for who I was, it gave me a lot of pride in myself. And it also, through the Wind Children, kind of motivated me to do well in my school and, you know, just really get in there and work. And my motivation really speeded up.
Oh, it sounds like it's
Straight A's
great.
pretty well.
Shippey, what makes this group so unique?
Well, I think the spiritual motivation, you know, when they're singing and going over and over the personality traits of this Jesus. Also, We have a technique with them we call passing the glue ball. When the young people pass the glue ball to the adults, and they ask us questions, well, we just pass it right back to them, and the responsibility goes to them.
Well, I'm going to pass the glue ball now, and thank you all for being here, and we're going to come back to the Wind Children in Mass with some of their songs this morning. Here to close this morning's program are 40 of the California Wind Children. Thank you for being with us, and tune in again next Sunday morning at 9:30 for Television with Father Harry.